Nintendo Entertainment System is still beloved today for its nostalgic value, retro gaming charm, and influence on the gaming industry. The NES set the standard for 8-bit gaming and influenced countless game developers and designers, revitalizing the home console market. Many iconic characters and franchises were introduced. What's up, everybody? My name is Tony, and you are watching the Video Gaming Planet. And today, in this video, we're gonna look at the top 10 NES games. River City Ransom was released in 1989 is a classic beat 'em up game for the NES. Now it's a side-scrolling action with RPG elements, and you play as Alex and Ryan, high school students fighting to rescue Ryan's girlfriend and Cindy. Now, this game is a unique blend of RPG elements and an open world exploration, made it a standout title on the NES. Contra, released in 1987, is a classic run and gun action game for the NES. Now, this side scrolling action with a fast paced shooting and platforming, you play as Bill or Lance, soldiers fighting against an alien invasion. Now, this game was developed by Konami, a renowned game developer and a publisher. Contra remains a beloved classic with a dedicated fan base. Contra's challenging gameplay, the iconic code, and co-op multiplayer made it a standout title on the NES. Ninja Gaiden was released in 1989 is a classic action platformer game for the NES. This is a side-scrolling action with challenging platforming and combat. You play as Ryu Hayabusa, a ninja on a quest to avenge his father's death, battle against enemies, collect power-ups, and face tough bosses. Mike Tyson's Punchout, later rebranded as Punchout, is a classic boxing game for the NES, and this was released in 1987. Now, there are boxing matches against various opponents, each with unique patterns and weaknesses. Now, it was introduced the Star Punch mechanic, allowing players to land a powerful hit when an opponent is stunned. The game was developed by Nintendo with a legendary game designer Genyo Takeda. Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse is a masterclass in game design, with its non-linear exploration, multiple playable characters, and atmospheric soundtrack, making it a standout title on the NES. Mega Man 2 is a classic action platformer game for the NES, released in 1989. Now, this game introduced the copy ability mechanic, allowing Mega Man to steal enemies' powers. The game was developed by Capcom and originally released in Japan as Rockman 2. Mega Man 2 is widely considered one of the best games in the series. Adventure Island is a classic platformer game for the NES that was released in 1988. You play as Master Higgins, and in this game, it was introduced as the dinosaur ride mechanic, allowing Master Higgins to ride on the back of a dinosaur. Adventure Island's challenging gameplay, memorable music, and iconic dinosaur ride mechanic make it a standout title on the NES. Metroid is a classic adventure game for the NES that was released in 1986. You explore a vast interconnected world fighting against alien creatures and collecting power ups. You play as Seamus Aran, a bounty hunter on a mission to defeat the space pirates and their leader, Ridley. Metroid is a must play for fans of the action adventure games. The Legend of Zelda is a classic action adventure game for the NES released in 1986. Now you explore the vast open world fighting against enemies and collecting items, and you play as Link on a quest to rescue the Princess Zelda. Now, this game actually introduced the concept of an open world adventure, allowing players to explore freely. And The Legend of Zelda's innovative gameplay, memorable music, and iconic hero Link made it a groundbreaking title on the NES. Super Mario Bros. Is one of the most iconic characters in the gaming industry. The game was released in 1985 and still remains a beloved classic with a dedicated fan base. Game was developed by Nintendo with the legendary game designer Shigeru Miyamoto. The innovative gameplay, charming graphics, and iconic music make it a groundbreaking title on the NES, and its influence can still be seen in a modern platformer games. So, guys, I'm pretty sure there are other games too on this NES platform that are mind blowing games. But it wasn't possible for me to list all those games under top 10. Maybe if I do a top 20 or 25, I may be able to include some of the games or some of the titles that did not make it to the list. Anyway, what are your thoughts about this list? And what are your favorite games on the NES platform? By the way, I do read all your comments and reply accordingly. And lastly, if you have liked watching this video, please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next.